G'day everyone. Good to see so many smiling faces out there. Auntie Esther Cutmore, thank you very much. It's good to meet you briefly earlier for your heartfelt welcome to country. Seamus, where are you, mate? Thank you for your solid rendition of the Australian National Anthem. Fantastic. To the Mayor of Cowra, Councillor Paul Smith, thank you for your wonderful speech. Distinguished guests, everyone here, thank you for welcoming me here today as your Australia Day Ambassador. Being here today with my mum, who's seated right in front of me, keeping an eye on me, Yvonne, makes today even more special. Cowra holds a special place in our family's hearts and history. My mum and her siblings grew up here when my grandfather and nana managed the Arambi mission. It was a time of both challenge and hope that has tied our family's history to this community. Australia Day. Australia Day marks the ever-evolving story of our nation. As we heard earlier, what it means to each of us depends on who we are, where we came from, and how we became to be Australian. Now, whether you're spending today in the park, at a backyard barbecue, playing a bit of cricket on the well, you wouldn't play cricket on the barbie, that would be dangerous, or here at this ceremony, I encourage you to reflect on what makes Australia home. Not just a place, but its spirit. I'll also ask you to consider 3 simple but powerful words. Reflect, respect, and celebrate. Let's talk a little bit about that. Reflect. So for me today, reflection begins with my own story, shaped in part by my Aboriginal and Italian heritage. As a Kamilaroi man, I'm proud of my Aboriginal heritage, the oldest continuous culture on the planet. And I acknowledge the wisdom, strength, and unbroken connection that has to this land. But reflection also means acknowledging our shared history, the pain, the loss, the injustices endured by so many. Truth-telling and understanding this history, our shared history, are essential for all of us to move forward together. I also reflect on my Italian heritage. My grandparents. We got any Italians out there? It's hard to see. All right. My nonna and my nonno. They arrived in Australia after the Second World War, bringing little but hope. They worked tirelessly on their little farm with their chickens, their vineyard. They worked their bloody fingers to the bone. Many farmers out there know what I'm talking about, in order to build a better life, believing in the promise of this country. Their sacrifices, like those of countless migrants, are part of the rich tapestry that makes Australia what it is today. And today, we get a chance to welcome new Australians who have chosen to call Cowra home. They bring dreams, stories, and contributions that will enrich this community. As we reflect on where we've come from, let's also consider how our journeys all connect us and shape the future that we share. Let me touch on respect, because Australia Day is a day for respect, for our land, for its people, and the values that unite us all. Here in Cowra, the rolling plains, the fertile farmland, and its iconic gum trees like those that we saw last night in the Japanese garden reflect stories of resilience and renewal. Across this nation, we see a land of contrasts, from harsh deserts, beautiful beaches, to lush rainforests, cared for by Aboriginal custodians for tens and thousands of years. This ancient land reminds us of our shared responsibility to protect it. Respect, to me, also means honouring those who strengthen our communities and protect our country. From our Defence Force personnel, some of those I met earlier on this morning, to our first responders, volunteers, carers, and of course our everyday heroes. These individuals embody the spirit of service and compassion. And in a moment, we'll celebrate some of those remarkable people through the Citizen of the Year Awards. Their stories inspire us to think that how we too can better contribute to building a kinder, compassionate and more connected community. Let's turn now to celebrate. Australia Day is a time to celebrate. Not because we are perfect, I mean that would be un-Australian, but because we're full of possibility. It's not just a day to reflect on the past, but to also look forward to the future. To a future where we care for one another, where we value diversity, where we protect our land and dream of a safe, stable and prosperous nation. Here in the Cowra Shire, I've seen it. Community spirit shines. Even this morning outside. Neighbours helping neighbours, mates helping mates, and a shared respect for this land and its stories. We celebrate the beauty of this place that we call home and the hope of a brighter future. A brighter future for our children over there, our grandchildren and future generations. I'll wrap up by saying this. Australia's story is still unfolding. Australia's story is still unfolding. It grows, it evolves, and it's shaped by every single one of us. So today, as we gather here in Cowra and across the country, let's honour the lessons of the past, whilst also embracing our shared future with a sense of hope and optimism. My final thoughts. Today, share your story. Share your story. Encourage other people to share theirs. Listen to their stories. Because together, our stories form the heartbeat of this nation. And let's continue to write a story that we're all going to be bloody proud of. I am, you are, we are Australian. Thank you.